Hi everyone, I am Anna and you are watching the World Crypto Network. Here with me I have Brian. Many of you may know him from the Epicenter Bitcoin audio and video podcast, and here in Berlin he's also very well known for organizing the Bitcoin Startup meeting, Bitcoin Startup Berlin meetup that happens twice a month in Berlin. Hi Brian.
Hey, it's nice to be here.
Thank you for talking to us. So you've done for almost the two things I've just mentioned. Since when have you been doing that?
So the meetup, I started in I think it was like October 2013. So just when the price was like started to go up from from $100 to 150, etc., etc. So people were very excited, and the podcast I started I started with my co-host Sebastian in basically January 2014, so just over a year.
And as you just said, you started the startup meeting when the price was railing up, and everybody was very enthusiastic about the future. And I remember the meetups each month were bigger and bigger, and the Stammtisch in Berlin, every month more people came. Last year from the price, of course, we all know it wasn't that rosy and shiny. It just went down and not very much up. And I'm often under the impression that a lot of people who put a lot of energy into doing podcasts or blogging about Bitcoin and things like that sort of start to run out of energy. They quit doing the podcast regularly or something like that. You are one of the people who are still continuously
Still standing.
still standing, without any harm. So, how do you do that?
Yeah, no, it's true. I recently looked at Bitcoin podcasts that had existed, and almost all of them stopped. So it's quite interesting and shocking. I mean, I guess the reason is that it's hard to make money, but I and also my co-founder, we believe. I mean, it's going to take a long time. There's no question, and I do think that Bitcoin and especially sort of cryptocurrencies in general and decentralized technologies and that this it will be very successful, and I don't want to be doing anything else. I want to be working in this field. So why would I stop? I mean, okay, of course it would be nice if the price was $10,000 and everybody was happy and balloons were in the air, but it's not like that right now. But
Not yet.
not yet. So you just keep going.
And at these startup meetings, do you experience that? Has the atmosphere changed or something like that? Are less people coming than, I don't know, maybe 1 year or 1.5 year ago?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So there are a few people. I mean, we started off really strong, right? We had a very small room, and it was like overcrowded immediately, and it was fun because somehow everyone's sitting on top of each other. It had like a good atmosphere, and then we changed into a bigger location, and there are a few people now. It's also somehow become harder to find people to give talks. Um, so yeah, no, it's definitely noticeable, and I think also here, right, it is, it's much more empty than last year at the conference, and there are fewer people, and there's not the same energy that there was, right, where people were really thinking we were about to take over the world, and somehow it didn't quite happen that way.
Do you think this enthusiasm kind of goes hand in hand with the rising and declining of the price, or are there other aspects that contribute to the vibe within the community?
Yeah, I mean the price is definitely a big factor. There may be some other aspects. I guess also just the growth of the community. So there's not a lot of new users. No, there's Bitcoin. If you look at the Bitcoin transactions or the volume that people buy with and stuff, it's not improving very much, not very fast. So I think it's all those things together, but the price is definitely huge, no question.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, and also for your podcast, please tell everyone where we can find your podcast and where we can listen to it.
Yeah, so our podcast is called Epicenter Bitcoin. So Epicenter Bitcoin, and our website is epicenterbitcoin.com. You can find it on any podcast application. You can also find it on YouTube if you prefer a video. And we're also on Decentral TV. It's like Anthony Orio's thing in Canada, and we just joined the Let's Talk Bitcoin thing, so you can find it on there too, and on YouTube if you prefer video. So. Yeah.
Awesome, cool. Thank you so much for talking to us, Brian, and for sharing your inner feelings about how it's going and about the vibe of the community. That was very interesting to get that kind of insight from you. Thank you.
Well, thanks for having me.